This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
It's my birthday. It's the brother's gonna work it out, and the little brother's gonna work it out with me today. What's happening?
It's your podcast.
It is my podcast. It's my birthday, so I decided I was gonna try to get at least one of the three brothers Richardson on the podcast. Irie showed up and showed out. He's here.
Present.
Yep, the youngest. This is a huge week. It's my birthday. You're graduating. You're walking, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You already graduated, basically, right? Or have you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you haven't graduated yet?
I still got like one class to check out of.
Oh, wow. So I guess he hasn't graduated yet, but at least you're walking on Saturday, so that's good. That's good. Where do we start? How does it feel to be a senior, graduating senior?
It's surreal. I mean, you always see them when you're little, but you never think it'll be you.
Yeah. Like, what was the first, what did it look like as a kid? Like, did they look like adults? What was the distance? Like, maturity-wise, what did you feel like when you saw high school seniors? You see them with the cap and gown, the whole nine. What was that like?
They just look grown. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just looked so far in the future, but it was really only a couple more years.
Right. Do you feel like you're far in the future? Do you feel like the person that you saw when you were little now?
Not at all. Well, in hindsight, yes. Like, looking back on what I saw, I think I'm probably about what I saw. Okay.
So you feel
but
like
in
whatever
the moment,
the little kids
whatever I saw them as, that's not what I feel like now, you know?
Oh, okay. So what's the difference? You feel older or feel younger than what you saw seniors as a kid?
I feel younger than what I saw them as.
Okay, yeah.
But not necessarily, what they were.
Yeah, that sounds about like how I experienced it as a kid. Like the first gap. I can remember like the first time I saw, not one of the first times, but it's a memory that pops up when I was playing T-ball. I was about 4 or 5. I think that's the age for T-ball. And the kids that were in Little League, they didn't have to hit it like a little kid off the stem. They looked like teenagers. And so the Little Leaguers looked like, and I mean teenagers in the sense like they were in high school. Because they had, we wore jeans and then a T-shirt with the Orange Crush. And so those kids had gear. They had cleats. They had the socks. They had the knickerbockers on. And I was like, oh, yo, those kids, they were probably, I don't know, they could have been 10 or 11 at that point. These were children. These were just a handful of years away from like peeing the bed. And I thought that they were for real, like teenagers, like they were like a year away from being able to drive or something like that. Because they had gear. They were suited and booted from foot to head. So I can imagine as a kid looking at a high school senior like, how could I ever be that put together? But look at you put together, made it through 4 years.
We did it.
God did.
God did.
God did, didn't he? Yeah. Didn't he? Didn't they? Didn't she?
Didn't it?
Didn't it? Yeah. That's cool. That's cool to think about. Any other reflections? Any other things popping out just off the top? No.
Glad I'm finally out. I mean,
yeah. And what's next?
Who knows? I mean,
get up on the mic. We want to hear your thoughts.
I'm thinking about school.
Yeah.
Thinking about just getting out of Iowa.
That's a good idea too, I think. Why? Why do you want to get out of Iowa? Keep it a band.
Just look out the window. Like, it was like 80 a couple of days ago. It's already back to
It's already back to root cellar cup temperatures. You got to put your rutabagas back in. Cool them back off.
Yeah, somewhere a little more predictable weather-wise.
Like,
and just less Iowan.
Less Iowan?
Yeah.
Elaborate on that. Like, what do you mean less Iowan?
Just like, I don't know. A little less judgmental, I guess.
Oh, Iowans are judgmental?
I feel like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, just in general?
Oh, yeah,
That's
in
interesting.
general.
Why do you think that is? Is you think that because,
I think it's because there's so little to watch that everyone's just watching each other.
That is brilliant, because that's what I was thinking. That's the suggestion that I was going to make, because there's so little. People don't have enough business.
For real. Get you some business.
Yeah. We don't have no business.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I get some. Oh, so it's like, yeah, I might as well be judgmental, because at least then I'll have some business. It might be somebody else's business, but at least I'll have some. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. Interesting. Great minds think alike. Judgmental. So you're going to get somewhere where, what are you thinking? West Coast, East Coast, South?
It just depends. I mean, I'm going to obviously travel a lot this summer, but whatever I like out of that would probably be the go-to. I mean, like New York. Going there next week.
Yeah.
And then
that's huge.
San Diego.
That's huge.
I mean,
traveling.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, New York is San Diego's family. That's not me. I'm not going on that trip, but it is still a family trip. The New York is friends, right?
Me and my best bud.
You and the best.
Going to New York.
Bestie.
Yeah.
Going to New York.
Tackling
just y'all two. That's going to be an interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
Bing bong, as they say. It's going to be wild. It's electric out there. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Final. It's going to be the most insufferable place on the face of the planet Earth if they win. They win the Eastern Conference.
I seen a video of someone talking about call the National Guard.
Oh yeah,
because NYPD don't got enough.
Yeah, there won't be enough. You're gonna have to call. Yeah, you might have to call. What's the special forces? What's their the Joint Chiefs of Staff? You might have to call them, because they're gonna be insufferable for a long time. Yeah. If the Knicks win, if they win the Eastern Conference, it's going to be bonkers, because that's the first time in a long time. And then if they win the championship, shut down the whole Eastern Seaboard.
It's going to have to be.
They're going to tear it up.
4 p.m. curfew every single
It's going to be like Daredevil. Have you seen Daredevil Reborn?
No, but I can imagine.
Yeah, where Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, actually becomes the mayor. Yeah, he's the mayor. So right now, the Kingpin is the mayor of New York, and it's lawlessness. They got 8 p.m. curfew on that show right now.
Just Gotham.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Gotham.
Basically turn into Gotham, wherein Batman, a billionaire, beats up the working class people who obviously have clear mental issues, developmental issues, and mental illness. He's out there beating the shit out of them.
Out there LARPing.
Yeah, out there LARPing for real. He should just been in therapy.
Yeah.
Or something. Do something. Take some ayahuasca. So what else? What else you got going on? So you gonna travel? You have a gap year? You wanna go to school? What you trying to do? Tell the people.
If I don't go to school, I'm out of here.
Out of here.
Yeah, it's either
if you don't go.
If I don't go to a 4-year in-state
in this fall,
or maybe next spring.
It's
maybe. But yeah, no, it's
so long, Screwy. See you in St. Louis.
Yeah,
that's what Bugs Bunny used to say. You don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, Looney Tunes. That was syndicated Looney Tunes when I was a kid. What else? I keep saying what else, because I'm trying to. This is for the record. This is not. There's no notes.
Yeah,
we're just freestyling. We're having a conversation.
Off the
I like
muffin.
it like that. Off the dome. You say off the muffin?
Off the muffin.
Off the top. Off the dome piece. That's good though, because we're both pretty good on the feet, and like I'm glad everybody's gonna see how funny you are. Irie's the funniest of the three.
Guilty.
That's recorded too. They're gonna be salty, but they're all funny. Like all three of my sons are funny in their own particular way. They're hilarious. But I find Irie to be the funniest, and I think the other two would admit that. And Irie looks the most like me. It should be clear from the video evidence, but even without the beard, that's what I used to look like for all y'all, except less Grecian, except less Mediterranean.
The older I get, the more I get that. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's lots of commerce and social interaction, lots of
trade routes,
trade routes, and fraternizing. So you look like all that. Look like all them. Yeah, African, Mediterranean, the whole nine. But nope, just regular degla, white mom, black dad, something like that. You know how that works, or do we?
Yeah,
that was a lead-in. You're supposed to make some kind of joke. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know where.
No idea. Oh man, so you're out of here. So not staying in Iowa no matter what, even if it's not school. So it's like you out of here.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna just work, I'm gonna work somewhere
else. I feel that.
Anywhere else.
I like that. I think that's a really good idea. I really would appreciate you getting out of Iowa. Mm-hmm. I mean, no offense. I love you, but for you, you're gonna love it. You will absolutely, positively love it outside of here. It's good. They say it's good for raising kids, but I mean, any place can be good for raising children. Mm-hmm. Like you can raise children in downtown Chicago if you want to. You can raise them anywhere. Like kids go where their parents go. You keep them safe, keep them from getting, appendages lopped off, and you keep them emotionally safe. They'll be all right. They'll be all right no matter where you are. I think the pace of life in Des Moines and in Iowa is what people are talking about when they're saying, oh, it's a great place to raise kids. Like, yeah, if you want your kids to be
Iowan,
right. Like if you want them to be, especially in this political climate, like if you want them to know nothing about the history of this country other than what's been sanitized and literally whitewashed, then yeah, you're going to have some middle of the road, mayo in the spring salad type of kids. Mm-hmm. Spring salad. That's a reference to my Hy-Vee days when you were
spring salad.
Yeah, when you're an infant. You know what spring salad is? Mm-mm. It's like the salad that we used to make. It was like sugar and mayo by the ton. You could feel it like in your mouth. I would feel it in my mouth. It was visceral. I could feel it when you had to mix it up. You put it in a giant bowl, and it's like these shell noodles, like the big gigantic ones that look like shells, like conch shells.
There's noodles in there too?
Yeah, there's noodles. Of course there's noodles. And they're bonkers. So yeah, mayo, sugar, and these big old shell noodles, and then you'd like just this mixture of chopped vegetables, like I don't know, bell peppers, onions, carrots, and something else. And so all of that mixed up into the thing, and then we call it spring salad at Hy-Vee. I just broke the recipe. I don't think it was a secret though. But yeah.
Hy-Vee's about to take this down.
They're about to for real do a cease and desist.
For real, they're coming for everything.
Not the secret of spring salad. I don't even know why they called it spring salad. It was just a bunch of vegetables and then big gigantic shells and mayo.
Rank.
Yeah, it was disgusting. You could feel it when you made it because you had to make it for a bunch of people in a big vat. So you could like just imagine like using like putting gloves on. Of course, I always put gloves on, but like using gloves to kind of mix it around and pull the the unconstituted parts off from the edges. Disgusting. Yeah, that's the type of stuff. Midwestern
sugar mayo salad piece.
Mayo. Listen, mayo and anything else. You already know. You already know what time it is. Speaking of food and cooking, Irie is a one step away from a chef. I would say.
I'd say I'm a chef.
You're a chef? Oh, word. Now
I'm a chef. We're chefing.
All right, now we're chefing.
We're chefing.
Yeah, he's back. He's definitely back at house. working. I mean, can you mention your job? Do you want to mention your job?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I work at Lucky Lotus.
You work at Lucky
on
Lotus?
Ingersoll.
On the walk?
I do a little chefing.
Yeah, a little chefing.
A little bit of serving.
Yeah. That's cool. I
chefing
like that.
and serving.
Yeah. We've been going to an iteration of Lucky Lotus since you were tiny.
Mm-hmm.
We were at Fusion on the east side, and then the them of the proprietors of Fusion started Lucky Lotus, and we just kept the party going.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wound up working there. You wound up cooking. Where did you get your inspiration to become a chef? To cook?
Watching people cook at work, I guess. I mean, It's nothing, crazy inspirational going on at Lucky Lotus. Bro.
Nah, but like it's not something that everybody does. You're one of the younger
it's a
people
cool. It's definitely a cool, I guess, medium of cooking, like the hot burner. It's just fast paced.
Yeah, that style you mean, like to cook on a walk and to cook in a with the flames up to 5,000. Yeah, I like that. I like anything with a wok. I like Southeast Asian cooking because of the science of it, the science of the heat and different parts of the wok and all of that stuff going on is dope. I like that.
You start having to think about that once you're cooking stuff, like what's cooling down my wok, what's what parts are hot. Yeah.
It's something to think about. Yeah, I feel like you got that experience, the technical experience. Like kids need technical things, one way or the other. It doesn't matter what it is, but like learning a technique is important for kids. You can't just let them be free range. I'm glad you learned like technique because unlike your brothers were like had learned technique or technical stuff, like say for instance music.
Yeah.
Like Kanan was in like music, and so and Salas was in music, and so they learned like showing up and learning a technique and practice and all that other stuff and rigor through that community, through that institution. Like you learned it through.
I was getting paid for mine.
Yeah, you're getting paid for yours. That's the evolution. Like the younger shit build on the toils of the older too.
I feel like I've learned some technical skills musically too, though. I mean,
yeah, for sure. You taught yourself how to play guitar. That's another thing. This is the Irie celebration show.
Yes. You think it's my birthday?
Yeah, you learned how to play guitar. Play that John by what's the face? Not AC/DC. Led Zeppelin. You playing that Led Zeppelin song? No, who was that song? What's that song you were playing all the time?
There's so many.
One of them rock bands, white rock bands, and stole half their stuff from somebody else.
Oh, Yes. Yeah, Roundabout.
Roundabout from Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Yes is jamming though.
Yeah.
Like especially late Yes. Like the later
They're
Yes
tough.
was jamming. Like when they start to get a little bit more
And bass lines.
funky. Oh yeah. Their bass lines was ill. Yeah, that's right. I do. I mess with it. Yes, heavy. Particularly like A Lonely Heart. Owner of a Lonely Heart. That's Yes, right? That video used to creep me out.
Yeah, the one where all it's like
I showed you that. You were like, wait a minute.
I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's incoherent.
Yeah, no.
There's supposed to be some metaphors in there, but all it did was just scare me. Scare me into incontinence as a kid. Or constipation. What is shitless? Shitless could be either one. Could be incontinent or like you could have being so
Just
scared that you can't go anymore, or so scared
off.
that you would not go, that you tightened up and you like get constipated. Anyway, I digress. What are we talking about? Music. Yep, you teaching yourself how to play guitar. What else? You taught yourself how to be a fashionista. Not a fashionista, because you're not into like just wearing fashion, but like to be is it gendered? What is a fashionista? A fashion monger? You're a fashion monger.
Oh, I feel like that's like a dealer.
Yeah, you're that too, I think, to a degree. Anyway,
Actually,
like
yeah.
as a tailor, like designing clothes, sewing up at the crib in your room, and the culmination of all that being your fashion show at Central. That was dope. We got footage of that.
Yeah.
that was one of my. I got a lot of proud moments. I'm a proud papa. There's a lot of things going on that I'm proud of with y'all, and that was one of them ones to see your fashion show, particularly the amount of time that you put in. You dedicated a lot of time, but you didn't have a lot of time in the course. You only had like 3 semesters out of what? 3 out of 6 or something like that?
3 out of
a possible 6 or 7. Because that's like, it's a 3-year program, so that's 2 semesters per year.
It's the first year that I did, it was 1 semester, 1 period.
Yeah.
And then the second year is 2 semester, 2 period.
Oh.
And the third year is 2 semester, 2 period.
Okay.
So I skipped the whole second year, so I was down what?
Oh, you were down a whole year. And I have to say.
So like 4 semesters worth probably.
Right. As an objective observer, not even as your dad, as an observer, you put together with that relatively little experience as far as the class, you put together a really distinct, thoughtful, edgy show. Yeah. And not in the edgelord sense, but like you were definitely you took some gambles that that looked intentional.
Yeah.
There was a coolness, the geometry that you chose and how you fit. It was a good juxtaposition of the geometry that you used and the organic nature of your patterns and texture.
The exact intention.
See, look at that. Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Ain't the apple in the tree. The apple in the tree. No, it was dope because what's the name of the show? Tell the people the name of the show. Your final fashion show.
Admittedly, this was a little me naming it. This was a little, off my back foot. I wasn't necessarily. It was just I just kind of thought about it. I was like, that'll do. It's called Serengeti. Yeah. It's it's a little corny, but
it's fine.
And I don't know. I don't feel like it really matched the vibe of my collection entirely. But
why? Why not?
Well, I feel like that was when I think of the Serengeti, I think of just the savannah, probably more animal prints, just a little bit more wild. My thing was more the intersection of kind of more traditional formal and I guess even kind of office wear with those kind of raw textures and furs and just more organic shapes,
I feel like you accomplished that. You accomplished the underplaying. I don't think that Serengeti I don't think that's a corny name at all. I think it's right on, particularly because of the decisions you made, and it wasn't too print heavy. Yeah. Had you went print heavy, then it's oh, this is some old African minstrelsy or something like that. You were just trying to make fun, or you're being too on the nose. Yeah. But the fact that you only had one that was heavy on the print, and everything else was implied, just the fur collar and all that stuff. And yeah, I think your intuitions were great, and intuitions and intentions. I think that's 2 different things. The things that you did on purpose and the things that were just sort of. They're a combination of your gut instincts and your talent as an artist and the things that you just kind of feel as an artist and not know in a way that you're oh, I meant to do blah blah blah. But there are times where you just do stuff and it's a result of the habits that you've built, the skills that you already have, and it's kind of muscle memory. It's mental muscle memory as an artist.
Well, I think that's when the best creation happens.
When your intuitions are working?
Yeah, it has to be intuitive. Otherwise it's, it's not creation, it's production, If it's a direct, reflection of just skills that you've learned or, things that you've learned.
Right. Creation and production. I like that. Why don't you go into that a little bit more? What's the difference between creation and production?
Production is creation is for a graphic designer, let's say. Let's say you're just working on a personal project, kind of experimenting, and you make something that you're happy with. I'd say that's creating something. Yeah. But let's say you're commissioned to do like a web page, like the front page of a web page or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's not necessarily, you know, anything great. It's just kind of a reflection of whatever skills you have. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm explaining it very well.
I think I know kind of where you're going. Does it have something to do with the commission?
I think it's just about
being a client
like
that makes it. Is it something about what is it about it for you? Is it the money?
No.
The intention?
I think it's the intention. I think it's just that it is like, I'm creating this or producing this to check a box rather than creating it to create it, you know?
Mm-hmm. So is it about the relationship? So production is a relationship with the other?
Yes.
And creation is a relationship with the self.
Self, yes.
There we go. We got it.
Full circle.
Yeah. We landed the plane.
There we go.
Now that's dope. I'm glad we got to work that out. And we got it on tape. On tape. On record. Worked it out on record. Creation is a relationship with the self. Production is a relationship with someone else. And not always necessarily a bad thing. Production isn't terrible. Because you have messages that you want to communicate as an artist too. So you are talking to someone other than yourself. And some of the best art comes from talking to other people. It's just how you talk to them.
Yeah.
I think really as an artist, like how you decide to talk to them, the kind of conversation. As a creator, you can talk at people. Be like, look at this thing that I thought of. Like some creators talk to themselves, and they make it public. Yeah. So it's like, here, I want you as a voyeur, the audience, I want you as a voyeur to look in on me talking to myself. And sometimes that works. Yeah. And sometimes it's like looking at a person who's going through some sort of like break. You can tell that they're yelling at the street, or they're yelling down past you while you're driving in your car, or they're going through something. They're obviously going through some episode. Yeah. Like that can look like that sometimes when you're looking at a creator. Like, I don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. Like you made something and this was for you. And you're like, here, look at this thing that I made in conversation with myself. And you're like, y'all, you got to give me more details than that. Mm-hmm. Because you look like, some people, for real, creators look like that. They look like a person who's going through a thing, an episode, yelling at somebody down the street, or yelling at their wagon or whatever. Very specific examples.
Yeah. I feel like you got a specific person in your mind.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you got somebody in their neighborhood like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to that person. I hope that person is doing okay right now. Having a moment of peace. I know that little gnomish person.
Yeah, I was going to say the gnome.
Yeah, the gnome. Man. The neighborhood gnome.
Neighborhood gnome.
Shout out to them. Like some peace. Send them some peace. Just momentary. If it's just momentary, we sending that out right now. Whenever this gets published, hopefully. I don't know if that person is on podcast though. Yeah. But
maybe we need to get the gnome.
Yeah, on the podcast. See what's up. See if homie has a phone. Yeah. I think I did see, like, under the bridge. I think I did see him with a phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Like laid down.
Yeah, laid down.
Scrolling or something.
With his ankles up in the air. As people are wont to do, like face down on your belly, but on your elbows, but with your feet up.
Typing away.
Yeah, typing away or something. I mean, everybody has phones. Phones are easily accessible, so and everyone should have phones. I think they should have a method of connection, even if you ain't got a place to stay permanently. At least have some way to connect. That's what's important. Yeah. So there's that. What's next? What do you want to talk about next?
I'm moving the mic again.
Yeah, do that. So what's next for you?
In life?
Yeah, just in general.
What else? Life.
What else do you want to talk about? That's probably a podcast no. Like, hey, what do you want to talk about next? What's the next topic? We just keep it flowing.
I want to flip that on you. What's next?
What's next
for you?
That's a great question. The interviewer, well, this is not an interview, this is a conversation. What's next for me? Some personal growth, as always. Personal growth is always on the docket for me.
It's a constant.
Yeah, it is a constant. Like, I never have rest when it comes to, like, hey, what's the next stage? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's it's probably healthy. I think sometimes you can just chill. You ain't gotta be growing all the time, because you're gonna be growing even when you're not being intentional about growing. Like you should be, at least. There's something happened, I guess, for reflection. But for me, I think building just like a healthier, like just mental health, like getting into my mental health and getting more intentional about taking care of my mental health, doing more art, building a deeper love for art, and building a deeper love for myself, I think is next for me. That's also an ongoing process. The more I think that I have self-love, the more I realize I have more to go. The more I think, oh yeah, I have a decent regard for myself. It helps me realize like where I was.
Yeah.
First in self-regard. In self-regard, not in the sense of like self-esteem, but like the care for myself. So that kind of regard, not just like, oh, do I think highly of myself? Because that's not what self-love is. Yeah. Self-love looks like a bunch of different things. It's like, giving yourself enough rest, like going to bed on time is self-love for me, or taking a nap when I need it, that sort of thing. So that's what's next. Being creative, not without necessarily being focused on being productive. Self-love for me first and foremost, but then hoping that translates into my relationships as well, like my relationship with you, your brothers, with Ray, with my mom, my aunt, anybody that we have a mutual regard for one another, positive mutual regard, anyone that I love and loves me back, like building out those relationships. That's what's on deck for me. I think that's about it. No, that's not about it. There's tons of other things. But yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Oops, did I kick your foot?
A little bit.
Uh-oh.
I personally want to be done growing by probably 50, 55. Like I'm just once I hit that on a sailboat somewhere, just soaking up the sun, I'm done.
That's a decent target.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really are paying attention, in your 50s, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I can get it all out the way, 30s, 40s. By 50, I mean...
You're like, no more growing.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to be like... I'm going to be looking like Rick Rubin on a sailboat somewhere, bro.
With a salt and pepper, big old Nebuchadnezzar beard.
Yep.
Big old Babylonian prince beard.
I'm going to be sailing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good...
South American island to South American island.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like the sound of that. I think, if you're growing up into your 50s, you're doing pretty good. It's the people that haven't grown. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that are problems that make it to like their 50s and they like missed out. Mm-hmm. They skip some classes. And then they're like stuck at 50-something when they're really like in their teens.
Trying to make up.
Yeah, trying to make up time.
Trying to make up emotional credits.
Yeah, it's too late to make up emotional credits. Not too late, but it's like it's like
is this
when
what
people
you
trying
want
to
to
get
be?
their GED.
Yeah,
it's trying to get your
real.
GED.
Trying to get an emotional equivalency.
Yeah, emotional equivalency in your 50s.
In your 50s. Like, you're supposed to be coasting. That's supposed to be 20 more years of just...
Right, or just being like,
I did it. Like, that's like...
I'm with that. I really think you're onto something with that. Like once you get into them 50s or whatever that looks like for you, whatever that time period is, but definitely when you've seen a thing or two, you're at that stage where like, your kids are grown, or if you've got them, you got parents and you're like taking care of them. And at that stage, you're doing it. You're like making those choices to finish off that matriculation, that graduation into growth. And then you just chill out.
Yeah.
Just be like, I'm coasting. I'm good. I'm going to just learn how to do different things. That's what like the last part of your life.
For real.
You should just be learning new skills. Because you still have neuroplasticity until the day you die. So like you can learn all kinds of new things. like as far as little hobbies, skills.
Start
and
oil
whatnot.
painting.
Yeah, start oil painting. You got a whole life ahead of you to do whatever.
Ceramics.
Yeah, oil painting, ceramics, circuit boards, just making,
Hacking.
just start hacking, making hardware. Yeah, you do any of that. It'd be 80.
Woodworking.
Yeah, 80, making wood sculptures.
Yeah, you could have so many little birdhouses by 80 if you start at 50.
For real, like that's the thing. People like if
Like
you
you could
live
have
long
a
enough,
shipment container full of them.
for real, yeah, you could never stop. Yeah, never stop doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. People are too concerned about like the first 30 years.
Yeah.
Like the key is like keeping yourself alive so that you have the last 30 years.
Keeping yourself,
Yeah, don't mess it up in the in between. Like keep yourself alive long enough and keep your head right.
Yep.
And long enough so that you got like 20 on the end. Like if you make it to like say for instance 90, like your great grandfather, my grandfather, he made it to 92. Said it once, I'll say it
Rest
again.
in
92. Peace. Rest in peace, Poppy. Leonard Stovall, the great. Yeah, he was 92, which is like 307. As a black man in the United States of America to make it that long, that's 307 years. And like, other timekeeping measures. But yeah, you think you make it to that age and have your marbles? Because he had his marbles up until the end.
Up until like, for real, probably
like the last handful of weeks.
Yeah.
It was weeks for real.
It
so
was.
like all of that good living and then like just the hard part, like in the last couple of years. And the hardest part of the last couple of years in like a few weeks, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to make it happen. But like you wind back from that, like go backwards from that 30 years, think about all the things that you can do.
For real.
Like
30 and 30 for him was 60.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get like that.
Yeah, get on that level.
Because he could walk until like what?
He could still.
He could walk in my lifetime, no assistance.
None. He was never
not in
on
my
a walker
lifetime,
until,
in my memory.
Yeah.
Not. I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing dude walk around.
Yeah. Walking without a walker, without aid. And he had a jacked up
Without even
arthritis knee for his whole life. Like that limp that he had it my whole life. Dog, since he was like in his 50s, and like to do that, to ride out.
Yeah,
he could put his palms on the floor, 70s, 80s, like stand up, had enough hamstring mobility to put like palms on the floor.
He might have been more fit than I am now.
Yeah, he was definitely he was like that.
Wow.
Of course, he was smaller than we are. I mean, we're a lot more substantial than Poppy. Poppy was a gnome too.
Truly.
A gnome.
That was a gnome.
Yeah, he's a gnome. He was
textbook gnome.
Yeah, because he was probably 5'4" maybe.
Oh yeah.
So he shrunk like he's probably 5'7". He was a little fella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always.
Some hobbits. I really wish you could have met Peachy.
We got a family of hobbits.
Yeah. Yep. Your grandma is 4'11".
Mm-hmm.
And decreasing. She ain't getting no taller. And then, okay, so of course Gran is 4'11", my mom. You're 6, maybe not quite 6'2" yet. They were tripping on us.
6'2".
Your brothers were wilding the other day. They were saying like, you're 6. They're saying that I'm 6 feet and that you're like 6'1", which is bonkers.
Speaking of mental breaks, and
right.
Like,
Speaking of psychotic
are we
breaks,
good? Yeah. Nah.
Like I don't care who's measuring y'all. Like so I was like, yo, I'm 6'4". Ken was like, yeah, I'm only 6'2". I'm like, ain't no way you 6'2", dog. Like there's no way. Ain't no way. You just
it's self-deprecation.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know. Somebody's fudging the numbers, but anyway, they try to make it seem like that. Like you're not as tall as you are.
They got too much time on their hands. Or something,
I was like, there's wildness.
Like,
it was wild.
They done got back.
It was wild.
He done got back from Ames. Immediately was like how can I mess up?
I gotta throw off the
environment.
Space-time, right? Space-time continuum and the feng shui. Throw it all off all at once. Yeah. Anyway. Poppy, like, Gran, of course, 4'11", and Poppy, like, 5-something. And so Poppy's one of his older sisters, Lillian, who used to watch me when I was a kid. My granddad, I think is a better term. My granddad, Lily was like 4'10", tops.
Wow.
Like maybe 4'9". She was little. She was a little person. So all of them all of them Stovall's were tiny. So God did on that height.
God did.
God did on that height. Because, man, it could have been.
Man, Cornell came through.
Yeah.
He said, this stops here.
The buck stops here. Like,
we're done.
Yeah, we're going to
turn this family around.
Yeah. We're going to put you on the right path to some height. Yeah, some size, some mass.
Some athleticism as well.
Oh, for sure.
He came through.
Yeah, he did come through with the genes. Like, my dad came through with the genes.
For real. We were doomed.
Yeah.
We were doomed otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that doesn't say that, like, Poppy wasn't spry, because he had another brother that was with it. He was feisty. They could get down. But, again, however, it helps.
Truly.
You add about 5-6 inches to a person. You had some force production. Yep. Yeah, your grandpa, my dad, tremendous athlete, incredibly gifted athlete. I was actually voted most athletic in high school from a superlatives, believe it or not. Even though I was like not really good at one thing, I was like I just did enough of everything that they were like, oh yeah, that's most athletic guy.
How many times do you think you've told that story on the podcast so far?
On the podcast? Never. Never, but in life?
In life, oh boy.
I like to remind y'all.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
remind
probably
y'all
like twice,
that y'all have a
twice
standard.
A month.
That y'all didn't choose athletics, and I tried to. Listen, I wasn't like a helicopter dad. I didn't have no stage dad where I was like, y'all gonna be athletic or whatever. But I just try to remind y'all that, like, look at what y'all could have accomplished.
Man, I'm athletic. I was never in organized sports, but
you were in soccer, and you were really good at soccer.
I was actually good at. That's my one regret in my entire 17 years on this earth, not sticking with soccer. It was an easy win.
Yeah. You were easily the best. It was of the
I could be going to college for free right now.
Yeah, you stay with. Yeah,
like, I would have been. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, we were somewhere, kicking somebody's balls around.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey.
I think I agreed a little too quick on that one.
Set him up. Set him up for the okey doke. Yeah. Again, the like not being a stage dad, that's something that you had to choose.
Yeah.
Because like with this, y'all, I've again told this story a million times about how it was always your guys' choice to love the thing.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna love the sport more than you.
Yeah.
Or even the instrument or whatever. Like I was gonna push you once you did it. But like, yeah, once you hated it, I'm like, listen, we can't both hate this thing and still go. Like, so like you're like Silas was when I saw that he hated soccer.
Oh yeah, no.
I was like, I will never go to another one of these.
Yeah, no.
Like, ain't no way.
I remember the game when he was like,
yeah, when he fell out, he
like,
got hurt. I was like, yeah, you were there.
Call
like,
it.
Yeah, it's a wrap. I was like,
done.
oh, this dude. I looked at him. I was like, get up, Silas. And he was like, he wasn't even hurt like that. He was just exhausted.
Yeah, no, he was done though.
With the concept of playing soccer. So he was like, oh yeah, he'll never kick another soccer ball a day in his life. He'll never be out in this pitch again. And sure enough, he's like, nope, I'm picking up the tuba. He picked up the baritone. He was already playing the baritone. He was like, no, it's tuba for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's a heavier instrument? That's not.
Right. He's like, baritone first, and he's like, tuba. Give me the sousaphone from here on out. It's like, I ain't playing soccer. But that's funny because, like, y'all into basketball now. Like, he's always talking about basketball. Talking about playoffs and people's stats and stuff. I'm like, look at you. Look at this dude. Now all of a sudden he's a maven. He's a connoisseur of basketball.
He's sorry.
He's what?
He's sorry if he's watching this.
He will.
He's sorry.
He's sorry at basketball.
At basketball. Tremendously.
Nah, he's pretty decent. He's decent. If you combine you and him, like combine his defensive instincts.
He don't be playing defense when we running. Look. All I'm gonna say, I'm gonna leave it at this.
You gonna put him out there like that?
No, but like when we be playing our little runs, wherever, 3-on-3, it's me, Jackson, him.
Yeah,
that's a solid team.
That is. Y'all should be
by
eating.
little white kids at the Y standards.
Oh yeah, y'all should be eating.
We should be eating incredibly good.
Yeah, y'all should be
like 3 Michelin stars.
Right,
like
round bellies.
Like
slurping up the noodles.
Anyway,
gashes.
when it's time to play defense,
He don't want.
he's feeling he gets feeling like lazy. I don't know.
That's weird because I
He
feel like that's a strong point.
he
We just
loosens
hoop-
up a little bit.
Yeah, we just hooped the other day. Like, see, now we got to get Salas on. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait
nah.
to get him on.
I
So
need
that
a
he can defend
rebuttal.
himself. Or like him by himself, or y'all two together. And we got time. Listen, we got June.
I'm down.
Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna do it again because Salas needs to defend himself because you talking about he don't play D and he gonna feel
He
away.
don't. He
don't play D.
He used to. I'll admit he used
He's
to.
a defensive specialist.
Yeah, he used to. No, I be cooking him.
Okay, we'll see.
I be putting him in the blender.
We'll see. It's recorded now.
In
so
the blender.
Dang. Yeah, we gotta get Salas on it now. Yeah, you done open up a can of worms. Night crawlers.
He can't guard me.
Okay. Now it's you done put
He
it on.
can't guard me.
Oh no. I love it. I love that this is immortalized. Like this is
He cannot.
it's
no.
historic, immortalized, and now Salas is gonna be on here cutting up. This is gonna be good. This is good though. It's good media.
Yeah, building
good-
some lore.
Yeah, it was getting
It's
fire, as they
marketable,
say.
you know?
Getting
We need
fire,
a-
as they say in like the WWE. This
Yeah.
heat, getting a little heat, a little kayfabe.
We need to do like a weigh-in. Like
Uh-huh.
we all close together,
Fist,
square it
fist
up.
real close. Like, don't move. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We're creating some buzz. We got some buzz. We got some movement. Motion, as they say. If people still say motion, I thought that was going to stick around longer.
It's not.
It didn't really take.
Well, it's
Like, I got
not. It's
motion.
just a word. at
But
this
I'm saying,
point.
like,
I'm
you just
saying
don't
though,
hear
it's
it
not
enough.
like a. It's not like a, whatever you would consider like a trend, like just a trending word. I guess it's just a word. Like,
Well, yeah.
Also, I feel like
all
it's,
words
it's
are
like,
words.
I know I'm saying though, it's not, there's no in or out for motion. It's just like any other word that has a definition in the dictionary. It's just whether or not you
Okay,
decide to
I
use
got you.
motion.
I got you. So it's already in the books, is what you're saying.
It's in the books. It's not about
trends.
It's not about how, appealing it is to the public eye.
It's in.
It's just, it's in indefinitely
certain
because
certain stuff just works, and to me, motion works. I mean, people still I say dope all the time. I mean, you still hear that on the East Coast.
yeah, again,
It's in the lexicon.
yes.
It is not trendy.
It is no longer in the air.
Yeah,
It's no longer a nominee. It's a
yeah,
recipient of the Permanent Word Award.
yeah. The Permanent Word Award. Hey, put the laurels on it. It's got the belt. Like we've bestowed you this honor. Just move your tassel to the other side. You've graduated into the lexicon. Motion. Yeah, I always like
I
that.
feel like in Florida they say motion still.
Do they?
They say motion all the time.
Then good. Are you going to Florida?
No,
No.
I will not be going to Florida.
Not Miami-Dade County or anything
It's
like
a
that.
hard pass for
Yeah,
me.
nah.
Little
Why?
bit too much. It's a little bit too much. Everything.
Just in general.
In general. I
Yeah.
don't think it's like in New York, I feel like the speed of life is what would make that too much, but I don't think Florida is that fast. I think it's just like alligators, and then like the people are like alligators personified. It's like it's a
It's
little
like the
too
alligator
much.
invasive species culture.
For real. Too many.
Oh, that is like dog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like there are tons of invasive species. There are alligators
The
everywhere.
Everglades are
and
like
everybody
a
goes
war
there from
zone.
different places. That is
It is just
like a
literally
terror on their environment everywhere
a
else.
battle royale, like the strongest reptile and or human, whoever, whatever.
Or the most crazy. You don't even have to be the strongest.
Yeah, you just have to be the
most
craziest.
unhinged.
Care the least about your own and others.
Man, we figured it out. We done figured out a
Well-being.
lot of stuff on this one. Yeah, Florida it's like the opposite of witness protection. Like witness protection, you go to a place that's slow. You've been wilding, and then you go there and you just chill out. You just fade into obscurity. You fade. What did Mike Tyson say? Fade into Bolivia. Mike Tyson said, "I'm just gonna fade into Bolivia." But Florida's the opposite
Yeah,
of that.
nah.
It's where you can actually
Like, you
meet
are behaving.
your id, like your deepest primal will come out there. So you go to being you're basically soft somewhere else.
Yeah.
but you have some unmoored, you have some unhinged characteristics. But you go to Florida, and then that's where you really.
I wonder if it's just like the
primal.
climate and the fact that there's so much ocean.
Salt water,
Like
humidity.
yeah. Because I'm trying to think what's appealing to all the animals that are invasive and all the invasive people, you know?
What is it about there that makes it? It's got to be. Is it something prehistoric about Florida, like the swamps? Because swamps are something that are consistent,
Yeah.
like waterways, different areas where you got like brackish water. You know what brackish water is?
I'm guessing like dirty swamp water. I don't know. Okay.
Brackish water is where it's a confluence of where salt water from like the Gulf or the ocean meets fresh water. And there are animals that can kind of live in that in-between space.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's salty, but not as salty as ocean water. And definitely not as fresh water. So brackish is like,
I think it's just because.
And it swirls and whatever that goes on there.
I think it's just because it accommodates everything, you know?
Yeah.
It literally everything.
Yeah, are there bears in Florida?
Might as well be.
We need like to up the production value.
We need like a.
Just a hot second as we cold flow out. Like are there bears? Because I feel like there are panthers. There's all kind of critters that you would not expect. You would think, it's just reptiles. It's just like stuff that's kind of tropical.
Yes, there are bears in Florida.
There are bears in Florida. So there's every manner.
Oh, there's a Florida black bear. So there's bears in Florida.
There's a warm
Florida bear.
There's a warm weather bear down there. So you got bears, alligators. What's homeboy that fishes? Peacock bass. Every other iguanas.
Shoot, 12-foot Burmese pythons.
Yep, pythons.
Humongous snakes.
Yeah. And like
Snake
meth addicts that got kicked out of the states.
Got people eating each other's faces off bath salts.
Right, bath salts. Yeah.
It's truly it is the jungle.
Yeah.
Like it's the jungle.
Yeah, the only thing that would fix Florida is a prehistoric animal. Bigger than
they just need like T-Rex. They need something to fear.
That's the only
it's
thing,
nothing
because they don't care about anything else.
They can't. They can't respect anything.
Right, they wouldn't respect anything but like a velociraptor or a T-Rex or an or an allosaurus or something like that. Yeah, straight up dragon. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like a real dragon would the only thing. That
or just level it, or just allow it to succumb.
To the ocean? Let the ocean swallow it up?
Yeah, to the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? What can Florida do? What can they do as a state to stop the ocean from swallowing it up?
Like it's only fair that Florida gets swallowed up.
Yeah.
They've done their,
People from Florida sitting there watching like, what about my granny? And
your granny
what about us?
Chose wrong.
Yeah, we need to take up a collection. The federal government needs to do something about them people in Florida.
Yeah, no, there's something.
And you've got to be very careful and strategic about where you put Floridians. Because if Florida gets swallowed and then it goes from whatever it looks like now to like looking like a toothpick or something to a point with the water levels like subsuming the whole thing. So then like where do all those people from Florida go? Where the classic Floridians? Where you put them?
Nowhere. I think that's the joke.
That they just
these people are all fighting each other trying to be the one, and then the borders are just closing in. They get tighter and tighter until it's like a 2x4.
What's
a meth head toe to toe with a snapping turtle or something?
What's the Iowa equivalent of that? Like how does Iowa need to be swallowed up? I love how things come full circle. I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, we got to get a call back. And so what happens to Iowa?
So Iowa's equivalent to, so because Florida
we're not we're landlocked. So what's up? How does Iowa go?
I don't know. Maybe folks just stop having kids. Everyone moves away.
And then it just becomes a dust bowl.
Yeah, because I feel like the spirit of Iowa is Like, Iowa doesn't have any, like, culture for us, just all the people that inhabit it. So I think,
You don't piss off Iowans. Like we're not Iowans.
yeah,
So what?
I don't care.
Can't-
I don't care.
So it gets dusty, and then what creatures take over? Like, so
Prairie dogs? I don't know.
Are
Like,
you have
they
prairie dogs
just-
in Iowa?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So it's prairie dogs.
Yeah, they just make one big burrow under the whole state.
That would be a better usage. I mean, they're way more social. They at least take care of each other.
Yeah, I
prairie dogs are
like
pretty cool.
prairie dogs.
Yeah.
They're like Iowan quokkas.
Yeah, they are. They're real cool. Man, we should have been talking about prairie dogs earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the prairie dogs take over. Everybody leaves, which is the hilarious thing. Like, we are talking about opposites. Like, everyone comes to Florida while out. Everyone leaves Iowa. Like, that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I get out of this place?
Anyone with a soul.
Yeah.
leaves Iowa. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's classic. That's a golden one. Like, we've got to get that one on the golden quotes. Like, anyone with a soul leaves Iowa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This one's a banger.
Yeah, we've got some good sound bites coming out of this.
This one's a real
one.
banger. And I think we're about at time. That's a good touch. Like, anyone with a soul leaves. Ooh,
Anyone with a
man.
soul.
Like, people that are really Iowa patriotic are not gonna like that one. But listen,
It's the
they're
truth.
like, but we made you. No, I made you. Just kidding. Well, thanks for coming on the show. This was good. You should. I think you're certified live for coming back again. We had good.
I'm down.
Yeah, we had a good time. See, we didn't even need anything.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need.
We did it.
We did it. We did it, bro.
God did.
God did.
They didn't believe in us.
God did.
God did.